let's get on to a conversation about some reserve list artifacts that I really like. Hi everyone and welcome back. MTG Moxman here. If you're new to my channel, you've just found me out there in the nacho cheese universe of YouTube. Well, thanks a lot for checking out my content today. Hope you guys had a blast while you were here. And of course, if you did enjoy the content, smash that subscribe button. Join in the fun. It is free to do, doesn't cost a dime, and of course helps the channel get closer to 10,000 subscribers and the party we're gonna have when we get there. Just smash that subscribe button, and of course, turn on that notification bell and you will get new content each and every day from me as I upload content daily. I'm looking forward to seeing your comments in the comments section. Have at it. All right, everyone. Today, I'm going to be having a conversation with everyone about some reserve list artifacts I really enjoy. Now, my attitude and thoughts on these changes all the time as the years go by, but there are a few that I find are at a perfect price point right now before they get too out of hand. And if you're a person looking to get some of these, the time to buy them might be now. But remember, totally entertainment purposes only, because as a person who never graduated Magic University, I will be of no use to you. I pretend my Magic cards are nachos and cheese and I dip them in and I just smack my lips and say, where's the jalapenos? And I start to eat them. Maybe one day, Tolarian Community College will graduate me and get me there. But until that time, I'm sorry, purely entertainment purposes only. So let's go ahead, take a look at some amazing artifacts in Magic the Gathering's reserve list that we can all chat about. Let's start it out. So the first card I want to bring up to everyone today is Null Rod, and that is from Weatherlight. Now, interesting enough, this card has spiked well over the $200 mark during 2021. It has continued to fall over the last several months to a point where you really can't ignore what a great opportunity this card could be for certain players. At $140 Canadian, near mint, I have to say, although I looked and that's the price they say they would sell it at, there were none in stock at any of the stores I checked. Okay, so although that's the price, I had to confirm that's what they would sell it for, but they didn't have any in stock, so I put on like a wish list in a couple stores just to see if they come up at that price. Now, the average price is $86.49 US. Not bad. The market is $84.58. Good, nice parallel. And of course, €70.10 to get that card into your home. I like that. It kind of fits in perfectly this time. The sales are steady, which is a little higher than I like. People have started to recognize that this card may be at that point where it's very attainable and it might be a time to grab it. And now, I remember opening one when we cracked the Weatherlight box on the channel, and that was a great time. And I have a near mint one that I probably should send for grading because it's totally beautiful. Now, the format for this card is Commander, Legacy, Vintage, and of course, Kitchen Table Magic. You know, I like playing that. But you can look at that spike and look at that just downward grade over the last 9 months. And it is a beautiful thing to see for anyone who wants to get in on this card. A cheap casting cost artifact that just messes with people is amazing fun for everybody. Not to mention, it is building toward older reserve list cards that will have a higher financial outlook later on, in my opinion. In my opinion, this card is going to be a $500 card in the years to come. It may take a while to get there, but it will, just because it's low casting cost and the effects it has on the game make it invaluable in certain decks. So I can see Null Rod advancing to that point at in the future when players recognize how great it is and as the stocks of this card continue to dry up. With the price of Weatherlight where it's at now, it's not as if we're cracking fresh boxes anymore. It's not a $1,200 box. It's not a $2,000 box like back when I opened it. You're talking $3,000, $4,000 now. People are not opening these. They are being held now as museum things in people's homes, collections. Stores like to oogle over them and say, look at the flashy, cool stuff we've got. That's what happens, okay? So Null Rod, amazing card, great opportunity for somebody. Let's go ahead and take a look at card number 2, and that is going to be the Bubble Matrix. Now again, a Weatherlight card that I really enjoy in an anti-creature deck. It's a 4 casting cost, amazing. Nice and fairly affordable for a commander deck. And it says all damage dealt to creatures is reduced to 0. So when you want to have that type of deck that messes with people and you don't want stuff dying out, that's the card to have. Having the damage dealt to your creature reduced to 0 means they're not going to get nuked as easily by burn spells. And I like that. It's a fun thing to have. You have to build a deck around it. It's going to be in a Commander format, but you're going to see it there. Now, look at this price. $6 Canadian near mint. Now, the funny thing is the average price there says $10.78 US. They do not add up, but when I checked and confirmed across TCG Player and local stores, it looks like TCG Player and some of the other online card stores are off on their prices. The $6 is what I found it for. That's what you can buy it for. The market price is $8.98 US, and it's €7.63. And look at that downward trajectory of the card again. The sales are steady, but it's still falling because it's never spiked up before. I'm not saying buy 100 copies. If you do, that's your prerogative. But when you look at this card and say 4 copies for $24, so you have like 1 for a Commander deck and a small inventory for possible future stuff where you can trade up or work toward other things, this card definitely fits into that realm of being a $30, $40 card in the next 5-6 years and just slowly trending up. When you look at those percentages being a 6-7% growth in a card, it makes it very attractive. Now, it's going to go up and down a lot. We all know that. That's how Magic cards go. But if it's been this high before, above that $20 mark, it's going to go there again. It's just going to take time when people recognize that these cards aren't coming back and that pond is getting a little bit smaller. It's not an ocean anymore. It's just a lake that's getting smaller and smaller until it's a pond, until it's an oasis, until it's gone. Oh, Oasis. Arabian Nights. Awesome. I like Bubble Matrix. Way to go, man. Now, our next card is Time Vault, specifically Collector Edition and International Edition, okay? I'm not saying you have to go for an unlimited, a beta, or an alpha, but when you look at these prices and where this card has come from and where it's going. Now, at $500 Canadian for a near mint quality copy, and how many are really left out there? Break that down. Between rebacks and destruction, corners trimmed, it's getting kind of hard. The average price, $459.79 US. The market price, $399.99 US. And €276.93 to get you that card. Now, I put a CE TCG in the bottom there, putting $239.99. The reason I put that there is there is some copies on TCG Player for around this price point, and they have a little bit of like a creasing in it. But if you're just buying the card because you want to have it and add it to some fun decks, and let's face it, when you're buying cards like Time Vault, you are moving into some powerful formats, and who knows where this card will go in the future. I remember telling people to buy it at $50. Look where it's gone since then. I think we can all recognize, or at least you should, that this card is going to continue to climb over the years. More so in the Unlimited and the Alphas and the Betas, I get it. It's going to keep going up. But if you can't afford those, this one has not gone the route of Time Twister and been like totally freaked out in Collector Edition, gone for thousands and thousands yet. But this is one of those cards, along with a few others, that are going to go up. It's going to happen. The quicker people recognize it, the better off everyone will be. Now, the formats are quite limited, being vintage and old school. But, of course, you can play it in any social group you want to play in, like Kitchen Table Magic. If your Commander group wants to allow you to play it, go ahead. I don't know why it's banned in Commander anyway. Ridiculous, considering it's 1 of 99, right? The sales are slow. This card has some opportunity. The spike ended. It's at a nice low point. You may even find it cheaper or be able to trade in some cards and some cash to get yourself one. Very, very fascinating card that has a lot of uses to it. And it has been banned and unbanned in the past, which is where we're at nowadays. So fascinating to see this card's history and where it's going to go in the future. Time Vault is a definite buy for me. I think I have 2 and an unlimited one. Maybe 3 now. I think I bought it. Yeah, I bought it. So I have 3 plus I still have a playset. So I'm probably good with all the ones I've got. But you never know where you're going to go. Twiddle Vault is a thing. Have a blast. You might want to check out Unhinged Magi. I think those guys had some blast playing with this deck. So enjoy, guys. A great card at a good price that may go somewhere later. And if you're getting into the old school format, it's definitely a card you want to pick up at a reasonable price. Now let's go ahead and take a look at our next card today. And that is going to be Soldevi Digger. Now we all know I love the excavations. And the Digger shouldn't come as a surprise to people. I actually used this card quite often back in the day to recycle my deck because I was a card drawing deck with like tons of Howling Mines. So you look at Soldevi Digger from Alliances and you see it's $5 Canadian for a near mint quality copy. The average price is $4.27. The market is $3.97 US, and it's €4.21 to get you that card. The formats being Commander, Legacy, Vintage. Of course, Kitchen Table Magic, but I don't need to say that every time it comes up. The sales are slow, and you can see there that the spike has gone down. This card has never really broken through many heavy barriers. I love the card, of course, because it's a 2 casting cost artifact. And I can pay 2 and take the top card of my library and put it on the bottom of my library. Sorry, top card of my graveyard and put it on the bottom of my library. And when you only have 3 or 4 cards left in your deck and you know what you're going to be drawing every turn, this card is a lethal combination that just can't be ignored. As well as other decks that might be trying to flip you out, or other commander decks that like truly wreck you, this is a great card to have around that has some fairly decent effects. If somebody's going to get rid of your graveyard, this guy can help recycle things and get it back into play for you. You just got to have some mana on the board, and this guy's going to come rescue you. Amazing. Amy Weber, awesome art. So let's go ahead and take a look at the last card I want to speak to you guys about today, and that is going to be the Anvil of Beau. I have mentioned this before. This card is from Visions, and its price has totally collapsed, which is amazing opportunity for those who might be interested. Now, there were some heavily played copies for as little as $50, I think, on TCG Player. Locally, the heavily played was like $53. But the funny thing is you can find light played near mint copies at $58 Canadian near mint. The average price being $53.08 US, and the market price being $44.57 US. It's €34.16 to get that card. The formats being Commander, Legacy, Vintage, and of course Kitchen Table. But when I see that this card has been all the way up to close to $200, and it's 1/4, it's lost 66% of value. I ask myself, what does this card do, and how does it help me? A 2 casting cost mini type of Howling Mine with the right card combinations to draw and skip the discard step can make this card just invaluable. And finding ways of messing with other people with it is an amazingly fun time as well. So I don't understand why it's this price. It definitely should be higher. I'm going to see this card in the future going up. I myself have bought a couple of near mint copies to hold on to. If you can afford it, go for the near mint, because at this price point, it's only going to benefit you with a larger range of buyers if you're doing this as a flip investment or as a person who wants to have a near mint copy for yourself to grade later on in life. That's what you're going to have to do, because you're only going to spend a few bucks more to get the near mint quality copy. It's amazing. I can't say enough amazing things about this card, except for the fact it's to my advantage right now to buy some. That's all I'm going to say. Seeing some of the cards on this list makes me wish I had a few extra bucks to go in there and buy a few extra copies. It's not going to happen right now. We all know the cards I'm buying, and I'm holding on to those ones right now and staying on target, working up to the next goal on the channel to help things go. But some of these price points are really going to appeal to certain players out there. I can see that, because if it's attractive to me, it's going to be attractive to them. So thanks a lot for tuning in today. I really hope you all enjoyed the video. I look forward to seeing your comments in the comment section. And of course, if you're new to the channel, welcome to the party. Let's get there to 10K and have a great time. Enjoy the day, everyone. And of course, a big shout out goes out to every single one of the patrons on my channel and my YouTube membership subscription subscribers as well. You guys are making this happen each and every day. Thank you so much to all the wonderful people on the channel. You guys are awesome. Have a great day. Right at the end of that video, you may notice I was like trying to speed things up. I had the most massive sneeze building, and I knew it was gonna come, so that's why I had to end the video so quickly, because I was gonna do a massive sneeze and wreck everything and have to edit it all out. So I managed to cap it off. I'm like, to get it to the end. It was very funny. I thought I would share that with you because you made it to the end of the video. Congratulations! You survived! Wow! Another day gone by and we're all still here. That's a good day. So, hope you guys are having an awesome day today. Don't forget, we have got a horde robber, because he is robbing the horde. It's probably not a smart thing, but he's doing it there. And that is going in the 10K box with the other ones. We're rocking this out. Thanks a lot for tuning in, everyone. And I will see you all tomorrow. Nachos and cheese.